Cheers everybody, how's it going out there in YouTube land? Welcome back to my channel and another episode of my pathetic life as a homeowner. Except in this episode, I'm gonna be changing gears a little bit and doing a little bit of a video on this little fucker right here. A little Mavic Mini. Let me grab my beer here and head outside here. So, I ended up buying a drone. I've wanted a drone for years and years and years. Realistically, I've been following DJI since they were some sort of underground little drone company. And I remember when my buddy first bought his DJI drone, he actually bought it from some sort of drone dealer. Like, we actually had to go to someone's house and he had these pre-orders of drones in boxes. And I thought it was the craziest thing ever. It was kind of like a drug deal. But nowadays, they've gotten a shitload smaller, a shitload more affordable, and a shit more practical. So I ended up buying this thing, and I'm just gonna kind of walk you through why I purchased it. But let's get this thing started here first. So a double beep on the on, and then we got the remote here. I'm gonna turn you to on, double press, and I know there's a gator in this pond somewhere. I'm gonna try to, there's a little baby gator. I filmed it yesterday, but I'm gonna try to find it today. If I can't find it today, I'm gonna play some of the footage. But let's get this party started here. So, drone's on, remote's on. Let's fucking jump into a fucking kayak here. I'm gonna put the remote in here. All right. Man, I don't have enough arms for this shit. All right, here we go. Let's get into this little lake right here and go over exactly what this thing's capable of. So, I think there's like 4 things that kind of finally convinced me to buy this thing. Again, I've been saying I've been following the drone world for a very long time, and I've never actually had the inkling to pull the trigger up until this Mavic Mini. And one of the reasons why I pulled the trigger on this Mavic Mini is because of this lightweight 249 gram, oh man, I'm gonna get wet, 249 gram weight limit. All right. I'm gonna put the camera down. 249 grams. Why is that significant? It's really not that significant, but it is in some places. I'm actually originally Canadian, and apparently in Canada, the rules to fly these freaking drones is ridiculous. You gotta go get your goddamn nautical license, whatever the hell you call it, flight license, and do a test and get registered. And down here in the US, you're supposed to get it registered, but if it's right now, as long as it's under 250 grams, you don't have to get it registered. Now, realistically, getting it registered doesn't really seem like a big deal, but it was one of those things that I was like, ah, my God, I gotta go through another thing. I'm trying to immigrate to Canada, and I got all this fucking bullshit department looking at me as it is, ICE, fucking Customs, Border Patrol, USCIS, fucking Homeland Security. Now I gotta fucking deal with fucking FAA for fucking flying a goddamn toy. So that was one of the reasons why I bought it. Now the second reason why I bought it was the price finally hit a point where it kind of makes sense. $399 for this little capable drone by a very reputable brand. So $399 was kind of like, you know what? That's kind of get into the territory of whether I'm actually going to even fucking use this or not, or if it's even worth it. Luckily, I ended up getting this drone for $150, and the reason why I got it for $150 was like, A, I had a $125 gift card on Amazon, and B, I signed up for the credit card that they've always trying to been hound down my throat, so that was another $100 off, and I think they gave me an extra 5% back on the purchase. So I literally picked this drone up for $150, and at that price I can't go wrong. That's just plain and simple. So let's get this thing up in the fucking air here, so I'll stop talking, and I'm gonna set this up so I'm recording. All right, screen is recording, and let's pop this out. I am connected to the DJI Mavic Mini, and I have the ability to take off. All the satellites are in range, so let's take off. push that button, and then press take off.
Take off.
All right.
The home point has been updated. So please check it on the map.
This drone is sitting at on my patio right now. I'm gonna fly it over here. You can see me in the lake here, but like I said, I saw a gator earlier, so let's go see if we can find that gator and do some sort of cool shot with it. The gator's super tiny, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna hit it or get it. And it kind of disappeared. Oh, we got a turtle. Let's try to use the turtle as a subject here. Let me get on this turtle here. Alright, so I'm sitting on this turtle here. I'll use it as a subject. So there's some modes in this camera that you can use here that are automatic. They're called quick shots. And I'll show you what those look like. So if you go into this area, you click on video. You can go 2.7K, 30 frames per second, and then there's a little quick shot button at the bottom here. So there's a bunch of different ones to pick from. You got drone, droney, rocket, circle, helix, and that essentially gives you some really easy ways to kind of take a picture of something. So in this case, I'm gonna do a rocket on this little turtle here. So let's do a rocket on him. I'm gonna pick him out here. Looks good. Press start.
3, 2, 1.
And it's essentially just gonna fly up straight up into the air and keep the turtle in focus. And hopefully I can see that gator while I'm flying around here, but I don't think I can see it. So that's that. I'm gonna flip it into what it recorded here. I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna go back to video. Whoop, sorry, I went the wrong button. Go back to the video button. And then video 2.7K. Okay, so I'm gonna fly around here for a little bit. I could still see the drone. You're supposed to have it in line of sight. I have it in line of sight, if anybody's wondering. But I'm gonna do a quick scan of this damn lake. So the other thing is you can record in this mode, right? So I'm gonna start recording. You can record in this mode. Scanning the lake here. Come on, there's gotta be a gator in here somewhere. I know you're here somewhere. What do we got there? What do we got? Wait, was that gator? No. What do we got here? More turtles. More turtles. Damn it, where's the gator? Alright, I recorded it yesterday. I'll do a cool little shot of the gator that I recorded yesterday. And then you guys can see that. So, let's get this thing. Oh, no, it's more turtles. More turtles. Maybe I'll see it on the way over here. Alright, I'm flying back, so I'm going to show you guys where I'm at. It's a beautiful sunset going on right now, so you can see me there on the kayak. And so there's modes. First of all, I'm in P mode, that's positioning mode. There's a sport mode, which is a high speed mode. So essentially, you can fly this thing up to, I think it's like 20 some miles, 28 miles per hour, which is pretty quick. This drone actually handles really well. And it's pretty cool. But then you have another mode in the top left there. It's called cinematic, and this is pretty much like a slow mode. So essentially it slows the drone down quite a bit to give you this cinematic effect per se. So those are the three modes. All right, let's get this thing over here. Alright, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear much, but I got this thing parked right next to me here. I'm still recording on this, and hopefully my screen's still recording. I'm going to double check that. quick. Yeah, it looks like it's recording. So, I gave you the one reason why I bought, the two reasons, the cost and the actual FAA rules you can break with it, right? The third reason I bought it is it's actually super small. And to be honest with you, when you're buying a drone, I haven't bought a drone, even though I could afford a drone for a long time. I didn't buy a drone because I just don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with it. So it's like, what do you spend $1,000 on? And I mean, unless you're some sort of drone YouTube creator, what do you actually do with this drone all the time? So that was a big hurdle as well for me mentally. I'm gonna slip out of here. I wish there was a tracking mode. That's the only thing I hate about this fucking drone, because it doesn't track me, which would be awesome. I'm just gonna leave it parked there. It's like sitting 4 feet above the water. I'll probably try to raise it. Hopefully I raise it instead of lowering it. Ah! Okay, there we go. I raise it a little bit. So the other thing is, bang for buck. What are you gonna do with this drone? Like, unless you're like some sort of content creator that actually like literally does drone videos, which there's a ton of them out there and they're awesome. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm not really going into the details of this thing, because you're probably gonna get better specs out of those things, out of the other videos than I'm gonna give you. But that was a big hurdle that I had to kind of get over. Like, what am I gonna do with this thing? I mean, I don't create videos where the point where I need a drone all the time, so that's kind of it. But cost-wise, this thing was actually well worth the money. Obviously, I spent 150 bucks, but that is pretty much what made or broke my situation with regards to buying it or not, if I'm gonna use it or not. I'm gonna try to use it. I do a lot of projects where I'm using a GoPro Hero 8, which you're looking at right now. But the drone, I guess it's just kind of a little adder for some B-roll. That's all I can do with it. So, that being said, let me get into a good position here into this lake. You're probably seeing black right now because I'm literally going backwards into a sunset. All right, so let me park my ass here. Kind of in, I don't know, I'm not really in the middle. But the other thing about this drone is, as I've been talking here, this thing's been just sitting over the water, hovering, and that's 68% battery life. The battery on this thing is awesome. I think that it's rated for like 30 minutes, but realistically in life, it's probably like 25 minutes or so. So that is another cool thing about this drone. So what do you do with this thing after you buy it? Cool, you bought it for Christmas for somebody. I mean, what can you do with it? Literally all you're gonna be able to do with this thing is take a damn picture. And that's pretty much it. So there's some cool little features here, like I said, the quick shots. So let me get this thing back up here. Back to me here really quickly. All right, so one of my favorites here is, I'm gonna try to do it. Hold on, let me just aim this. I'm floating away, so this is kind of hard to capture. One of my favorite quick shots here that I kind of like a lot is there's a helix and then there's a circle as well. So as I'm floating away here, let's do one of these. Oh wait, I gotta stop. So we can't start one while the one process while the other's recording. So let's do a circle shot here, and I'm gonna take a swig of beer because I haven't had a swig of beer yet. And let me just aim this camera right here. It's pretty freaking low to the water. It's kind of getting scary, but I have a lot of faith in this thing. So let's do this. We can circle one way or the other. I'm gonna pop on myself here, and let's start.
3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna enjoy my damn beer. Cheers to you guys, and to this beautiful sunset on this beautiful Florida day. It is gorgeous. It's 80 degrees right now, and it's almost mid-December. Awesome. Awesome. Cheers. All right, so see it kind of position itself. I'm kind of floating, so I totally floated away as it was doing that. So that's another mode here. Let me get back into this frame here. We'll try another little mode. I wish it tracked. That's the only downside to this fucking drone. That's kind of irritating, is it doesn't track. So let's go back to, let's do a helix. And this is kind of like a spiral. Click on myself here with the plus. I'm gonna slow down here, hold on. This is, there we go. I wish I could track, this would make life easier. Let's start
3,
this.
2, 1.
Again, cheers to you guys watching. Beautiful day, beautiful day. Alright, I kind of completed it. I kind of flew out of that, but that's alright. Or sorry, I kind of floated out of that. And now it's literally coming way over me now because I'm floating around. So I went back to the original position. Unfortunately, that position changes because I'm floating. I did get some cool shots of deer earlier the other day when I was flying this thing out back here. So I'm going to show you those in a second. And then I guess the final little routine here that I can do is, hold on, I'm gonna try to get it over my head here. All right, turn towards me, little lady. Let's keep going. Let's get this. Let's try to get the sunset into position here. I think the sun's about to go down, and you can kind of get an idea of its lighting. It does not have sensors, which is kind of shitty. It has one landing sensor, and that's all you get to work with. So this is droney, and all it does is kind of just backs up on you. Hold on, I gotta get in position, wrong way. There we go. So all this does is gonna back up, and I'm floating away. It's kind of sucky. Okay, and all it does is fire away. I'm gonna do 220 feet. Let's get that going, boom. Oh, I gotta tap myself as I'm floating.
3.
All right, cheers.
1.
Nice and relaxing. And I'm not doing shit. The drone's doing everything. So yeah, the sensors. Back to the sensors. Luckily, I'm in a lake right now, and I don't have a whole lot to worry about as far as hitting trees or shit all over the place, right? If I were in a spot where there are trees, you have to be really conscious of where you're flying this thing, because what's going to end up happening is you could potentially run into something. So I'm going to go back to record mode here. So that's it. There's 4 little things, and then you got photos as well. There's triggers on the back of this thing. I can take a picture right now. There we go. I took a picture. I'll show you that picture, and then I can also start recording with this button too, so that's pretty convenient as well. But yeah, so this video is somewhat done. I'm gonna play the deer video right now as I'm talking further, and actually let me take this thing home. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm sitting in a freaking kayak right now, 46%. Drone's kind of hovering over me. I'm gonna start recording here. Drone's hovering over me, and let's take a look at the sun one last time here. Beautiful little sunset. See, the white balance kind of sucks, but let's try to see if we aim it directly, if it helps with the white balance. No, that's not bad. That's a nice shot. I'll take a picture of that. Whoops. There we go. Let me back up. Maybe I can get myself into the view here and take a picture way back. Can I get me? Can I get me? Come on. Come on. No, it's hard to see me. So, alright, I'm done with the drone. I'm in a kayak. What the fuck do I do now? Well, luckily there's this little home button. And I'm gonna press the home button right now, and it's gonna go back to my patio where it started off life. There's still 42% battery life left. I mean, I could fly this thing around for quite a bit still, and still be good to go, but I'm done this video, almost. I'm gonna play I keep saying that, I'm gonna keep playing the deer part, but the anticipation, the climax is probably killing you. So let's fly this thing home, and I'm gonna record as it's flying home to give you an idea of what that looks like. So there's a home button, let's press it.
Go home.
And it's going home, and it's going straight up right now to a preset level in your settings, and that preset level goes up over any trees you might have. Where is it going? Oh, it's still going up. Okay, it scared me for a second. It looks like it was coming towards me, but reality is going super high. It looks like it's at 96 feet, and then I'm gonna try to aim the camera down here. It makes this awesome, annoying beeping sound, and there's my patio right there. And it should land itself, and I'm gonna just watch it just in case it runs into my screen, but I don't think it will. It looks like it's kind of on the grass right now. I'm gonna interfere here. So I'm gonna move it forward. Bam, we're landed. That was awesome. So I mean, it looks like it missed. I don't know. I could have been on it, but I wasn't sure. I kind of moved it forward. So I have the ability to move it forward or move it around if I need to. So back to the fucking deer. Here you go. You can see the deer as I kayak back here. It was a pretty cool shot. They kind of surprised me out of nowhere. You can't tell in the video, but I'm actually literally standing on my patio recording them. They had no idea I was there. So cool shot with the deer. Cool shot with the gator. What else am I gonna do with this thing? I have no fucking idea. Maybe I'll start traveling like all the other vloggers out there. I'm actually not a vlogger. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. I don't do gadgets and shit like that, so this is kind of like the oddball gadget I'll do. Actually, one more thing before I even shut this video down, I'm gonna talk about the 2.7K video recording. 2.7K. I got what you're looking at right now. I have a GoPro Hero 8. It is capable of doing 4K 60 frames per second. I think that's the highest setting now. But I never go to 4K video. I know there's a lot of vloggers on YouTube. It's funny, there's like an argument. Some people are in like crazy 8K cameras, and then some people are still rocking 1080p as their standard recording. So in my opinion, for me, I love 2.7K. I think it's just a nice little thing in the middle. And all my videos that I've been recording recently with my GoPros are always 2.7K 30 frames per second. And this camera happens to be 2.7K 30 frames per second. And that is another reason why it makes sense for me to purchase. 4K, in my opinion, you can shit on me all you want, but I think it's overrated when you put it on YouTube, because YouTube just destroys the shit out of the quality. It's all about kind of bit rate, more so than quality in my personal, or resolution in my personal opinion. So 2.7K, if you're an average person that's doing family stuff with this thing, you're gonna have no issue with 2.7K. So that's that. So sorry about that last fucking minute throw in there, but I don't even know how long this video is. It looks like it's 21 minutes on my GoPro, if not more. Holy shit, it's a long video. Anywho, that's that. Cheers to you guys. Subscribe to my channel. I don't do these videos. I normally do DIYs around my house. I'm constantly doing projects. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. I love you. Cheers.